Let's in fact now welcome our guest this evening. Joining us here on the program is Professor Geeta Bhatt, Academician, Director of NCWEB, Nayan Parekh, Educationist, also have Raghav Gupta, a 12th standard student, and Nimal Rizvi, a 12th standard student, again with us this evening. Thank you so much for joining us here. Nayan Parekh, on the point of level playing field first, where do you stand? Do you think this will be a leveler? Do you think this will eliminate the kind of discrepancies that were created because of the disparity in evaluation system in different boards, for instance?
Yes, Afrida. But before I do that, I would kind of, comment on your first question, which Geeta replied. And I feel that timing-wise, I would agree with your opening remarks that it could not have been kind of worse timing than this. I feel that we are all recovering from COVID. There was online, offline kind of classes which were happening. There were uncertainties. And let me tell you that if it is joint entrance examination of IIT or other entrance exams, people prepare for a year or two in advance. In fact, there are coaching classes in Kota, which goes on for years. So if we give them only this much of time to prepare for a common entrance test, which was just not there, I feel that we should have prepared better. And we should have given our friends who are in the 12th much longer time frame to actually know that now their CBSE 12th exam, board exam would not be relevant. And what would be relevant would be only CUET exam. And that, I think, once they know, for them to kind of rejig themselves and to actually prepare for CUET would entirely be a different mindset. This is MCQ. This has negative ranking. While the syllabus that they have is entirely different. It is not on MCQ. It is what they prepare for, replying to the questions in which there are no negative rankings. So that is entirely a different format.
Okay.
That is a different syllabus, different timing. People need longer time to do that. And if we were to do it, I think if we do it next year, not much would have been lost because we would have prepared the entire system for this.
I get your point. You're raising a primary point of, preparing the ground for it and bringing it in a way that the students are more prepared for it. To suddenly impose this on students at this particular time, you're saying is too hurried. Mr. Parekh, do you have any view on this? Whether the university still will have some leeway to decide how much of a weightage CUET gets and what weightage the board exam results get? Is there some scope for universities to take that call?
Afrida, I think that is where some confusion lies. And I'm glad that you brought it because I was to bring it in my my topic here.
Okay.
That actually some of the universities might have one more test along with CUET test, which means that not only you have to appear for CUET test, but if you are appearing for journalism, then a university might decide perhaps that they may also do. Now, there is confusion there. This may happen or may not happen. Universities may be allowed to do that, not allowed to do that. But in all these confusions, before I came on the channel, I spoke to about 4 or 5 12 students who are known to me, and at least 3 of them are saying that they are in fact taking a drop this time. They say because of all these uncertainties, if they appear in CUET and if they have a lower mark, then what would happen? Next time when they take it, would it be an average of the two? Or if they don't appear, what would happen? He says in all these uncertainties, I don't want to appear. And I spoke to the second and third guy out of 5 students that I spoke to. 3 of them were saying that they would rather skip this year. They don't mind losing this year, but they don't want to appear in all these uncertainties. So I feel that rightly, as you are saying, maybe universities would have one more exam. They would have some other cutoff along with this CUET exam. All these confusion.
But do you at least agree, Mr. Parekh, that the way the scores of the 12th were reaching astronomical figures, like, some colleges require 100% marks to get in. Wasn't that getting ridiculous? Well, isn't it high time that we bring in something more rational, more, convincing in terms of how an assessment or evaluation should be done for entrance into universities. With the Delhi University in particular,
Delhi
things
University,
were getting
all 7
really
colleges,
yes, absurd,
Afrida
I
had
would say.
100% cutoff.
Do you think this
that is how
will
it
correct
started.
that? Do you think this will bring some semblance of sanity in how a child, a student is evaluated for admission? Do you believe this will change?
Afrida, I would compare this with IIM Ahmedabad in a way for post-graduation, because that is where I am graduated from. So I would tell you that in IIM Ahmedabad, you would have 99.9 percentile plus. So I feel that even though you have CUET, it would mean that for Delhi University admissions, you might have to still score something which is equivalent to your 100%. So I feel that finally, it depends on how many students want to get into a top school.
No, but that doesn't change. The problem is, sir, the number of students are not decreasing by any stretch of imagination. You will still have that many students applying for very few seats. I need